Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you.
And welcome to the famous bar in the middle of the keep. For those of you who have not come here, welcome. Those who are coming back, welcome back. Pull up a seat, pour you a drink, and let's just kind of talk. First off, if you've been enjoying these things, please do me a favor. I'd like to kind of see what happens, grow this. If you like it and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. I think thumbs down. I don't know, but if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. I'd like to get the engagement, and share it. Let's see if we can't get it out into the universe. It's been kind of interesting because as I've been making these and as I've been looking at them later on my personal YouTube channel, more of the older kinky and the geek stuff has been coming up, and seeing some of the numbers of some of the older videos, which are in triple digits. The newer videos, but you know what? That's something for me. But, you know, if you like it, I'm trying to do that thing that a lot of the bigger ones do, is put that all in the front that you don't have to worry about. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about the past year and things growing and trying to do new things, and the fact that because of what's been going on, doing new things outside of the house have been very limited. So you try to find things on the inside and doing on the inside, and a lot of people have been doing this because you've been hearing about it, and it's been culinary cooking. Whether or not it's because you can't go to the restaurants or you don't want to order in because it does get a little expensive. I love DoorDash, I love Uber Eats, but it does get a little bit more expensive. You can't go sit down in a new restaurant. One of the things that me and the bunny we're trying to do is try to expand our culinary experiences a little further than normal, to the point of we wanted to do at least once a year trying some type of new cuisine. And when I do that, I prefer to go my first time with what I refer to as a Sherpa. Someone who knows the cuisine and can kind of steer around those first time pitfalls, you know. I never have had Indian, and I know Indian can be very spicy, and where I can handle this much and Aruka can handle this much, I like to be able to try it and not end up, as an old comedian talking about, that's not sitar music coming out, it's the guys in the bathroom who hit the wrong kind of spice. Yeah, that's disgusting. So, as I don't know if that's driven me as much as what I'm doing, but I think boredom had driven me to try to expand myself in the kitchen. I'm mainly with Aruka I'm known for two dishes. Not really known, but these are my two. I have a chili that I do that I think I have found a nice little recipe for that I've been twitching. It's basically taking. It used to come in a brown bag and then it with red writing on it, and now it comes in a brown box with the same writing on the front of it. Because there were two different bagged ones, and there was blue writing and there was red writing, and it was two different companies. And the blue one I didn't think was nearly as good. I like the spice blend, and I wish I could remember it. If I may have Aruka put it down there so you can know what it is. But it's basically a good stepping off point. Like I said, I like the spice packet in there, and then I play with it by adding a little bit more tomato paste to thicken it up. And Publix has some diced tomatoes that come with garlic and basil. And then I've actually messed with the meat. I just don't use ground beef. I use ground beef and a ground Italian sausage that Publix puts out too. And this is not a thing for Publix. They don't pay me. It's just the grocery store we like. And so I'm fairly like that, and everybody who seems to have had it enjoys it. Um, and then the other dish is my mother's squash casserole that I basically became in charge of after she passed for Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving and Christmas dish, which is actually a very simple dish. It's in fact I think I have the ingredients written down somewhere. I think Aruga put it in her cookbook, but it's all up here for like ratio. You know, it's not really. It's kind of it's a casserole basically. It's layered, so it's fairly easy to remember. So I decided I needed to start doing something more. And I think the main inspiration for this actually has come from TikTok. And that TikTok was not mainly TikTok, but D&D TikTok. Specifically, Quincy's Tavern. For those who don't know, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons TikTok, basically can simply be split into two categories. Category one is basically the comedic side of it. Jokes about the different character classes, telling, the funny stories of stuff that's happened in your game, stuff like that. The other one you could call cosplay TikTok. And there's a lot of people here who do show their costumes, have characters. There's a line of people who cosplay that they run a tavern or inn. And Quincy falls underneath it, where he basically has a setup kind of similar to this, where he's got his little bar there and he's speaking to the camera, usually to someone who's supposed to be the character that he's interacting with. And he'll bring out real stuff, like real food. And then we started seeing, and this is where I kind of got the thing of him putting out, he would do videos on making said dish that he's shown. So I got very intrigued with a lot of them. So I started writing them down and trying them out for myself. And so far I've done several of his. And so we'll put the link to his TikTok down there. He's actually very entertaining. And the recipes are really good so far. The first one I believe I tried, and because there were two I kind of tried at the same time. Actually, there were three. First one was biscuits with dragon gravy, which is basically a sausage gravy, but the concept is supposed to be a spicy gravy. You're supposed to start off with a tube of breakfast sausage, of hot breakfast sausage, and add more spices to it, and then take that out, use the stuff that's in the pan to make a simple roux, put the thing back up, let it thicken over, you put it over biscuits. Now I haven't done the full dragon because the web slave does not do hot very well. She's getting better. She does like certain hot sauces. She does like chalupa and just put it underneath me and then we'll move on. Sriracha. Thank you. That was my brain screaming at me, and that's the way my brain tends to work. Is I'll something will not be able to come out, and then an hour later I scream out the word, and the person I'm checking out goes, "What?" So we basically do the mild sausage, and then add the spices, which is in this case what we put in is pepper, chili powder, and red pepper flakes, and we get it up to a nice little warm. I mean, if you're a big chili head, you'll probably go, "This is nothing. Give me some ghost peppers," which I don't like the taste of, but I digress. And then I've tried the second two things I tried was one is called a vagabond, which is a biscuit stuffed with spiced meat, which came out very well. And it's one of those things to where, as it cools down, it's just as good. So it's one of those good things that will probably be really good to try at a con, where you just basically make some up, put them in a bag, and microwave them before you go out. Just keep them in the bag, and it'll be a quick little snack when you need something to kind of. You don't want to pay the prices at the hotel, but you got some snacks. You got something to eat, a little bit more substantial than just like chips or crackers. The other one, and this is some of the stuff he does, is in character. Some of this food is supposed to have magical properties. And so the first thing I had tried that's supposed to be one of these magical foods is called a Lumi bar, which is basically a take on lemon bars. But the idea and the concept is that it's supposed to give you a little bit of health back and allows you to cast dancing lights once within an hour. Interesting concept. I've actually thought about if I ever got the balls to DM to add that, incorporate that kind of magic in there, because he's also got spell locked cookies, which are basically Pillsbury Doughboy sugar cookies with a dark chocolate stamp in it. And the idea is that for each cookie you consume, you can cast Fireball. That would be a really interesting thing to put in. Other stuff I've tried from him is I've only tried it once. It's the King Mulligan stew, which is basically a stew, in the name, that uses red wine and root beer as some of the watering stuff in cooking. It's a slow cooking thing. He's got a lot of different things that I want to try. There's a wolf stew, which is an 8-hour roast thing. Oh, take that back. I also tried this Lucky roasted spuds, which is basically roasted potatoes, which has also forced me because not only am I trying new recipes, I'm trying to improve our cooking utensil situation. Because a lot of this actually started from starting to buy cast iron at work, because we get Lodge cast iron stuff in fairly cheap. The one thing that I'm kicking myself for is we actually got some Lodge cast iron enamel coated cast iron Dutch ovens for under $40, and I should have picked them up. I should have picked one up, because it would be would have been a very interesting add to the repertoire of our cooking vessels. Because and I say that because one of the things that I've had to do is when we were cutting up the spuds to do the roasted potatoes, we didn't have great knives. So on top of that, I've been buying better cutlery. I bought a fantastic it's a Chinese cleaver style knife by Muller. Got off Amazon. Now, just so everybody knows, I have not been paid to talk about this stuff. This is stuff I have bought out of pocket. I ain't got enough clout to get free shit yet. That's my one curse word. But that thing is, not only does it go through potatoes like they're not there, it's a very pretty knife. It's been fun to play with. We've also been buying. I bought a new hand mixer. I bought some new stuff. Because the interesting thing is, as much as I've been cooking, baking has actually been something I've been trying a lot more of, because I'd never really done it before. The Lumi bars were my first attempt, and I liked the way those came out. So it just the nice thing is as I've been doing stuff, the more and more I want to try, the more I step out of what would be considered, a comfort zone. I've tried my hand at challah bread, which is a Jewish egg bread. It's that stuff that kind of looks braided, and it came out really good. I think the only thing I didn't like is I think I put in too much of an egg wash, so it kind of browned it a little bit too much. But otherwise, oh my god, it was tasty. The only thing, and then we've tried our hands at deep dish pizza, which came out. There's certain things where you go, there's something not right. Need to try this again. Just trying to get it. I think the only misstep I have had so far was I tried to do homemade Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster, and I did something not quite right. Not sure what, but it came out denser than they should have. And part of it is you don't have to use as much. If you're using dried parsley, you don't use as much. I think that's the only thing I could think of, but I just didn't do it. And then this past weekend, I tried my hand at cheesecake, and I can tell you right now, I make a damn good chocolate and Guinness cheesecake. The other places I've been doing is online. Of course, you can find stuff like the Food Network. There's All Recipes. There are a lot of different sites you can get out of there. Other blogs, which is where I've been playing around. I've tried my hand at cornbread, 2 different recipes, both from Food Network. One is Alton Brown's recipe. The other one is, and I cannot remember her name, but she's a female Iron Chef who's also one of the judges on Chopped. And I like both of them. I think I like Alton Brown's just a little bit more. And I'm not sure why. So I think the main difference is you use cream corn in Alton's recipe, and you don't use any regular flour. You use all cornmeal. I may be wrong. Probably am wrong. I usually am wrong. So the other, actually, a YouTube channel, again, put the link underneath, and it's been really interesting. And I've only tried one recipe so far, but I'm really tempted to try more. It's called Tasting History. And this gentleman is basically giving you recipes taken throughout the centuries. He does ancient Greece, ancient Rome, ancient India, ancient China, goes into like the Middle Ages, and I've done one, and it's actually my first attempt at frying anything, and that was fun. It is, I guess the way he said it is a proto cheesecake bite called Globy, which is basically ricotta cheese and durum flour, the same flour they make pasta out of, made into basically a paste or a dough-ish. Yeah, basically a dough, very simple dough, and deep fried and then covered in honey. And those were fantastic. And I really want to try more of those. See, this is, and the funny thing is one of my main motivations to do this now is once stuff is stuff again, is I want to share this with my friends. I want to be able to be the person to, because we have a friend who does this fantastic banana pudding that everybody, that's a special occasion type of thing. She's like, oh, I'll bring the banana pudding, and everybody goes, ah! Kind of the online version of but it's really good. They're just then we got friends that have their famous fried rice. They're gonna do something. So I kind of want that in my life, to be that person who brings a dish and everybody's like, ooh, what'd you bring this time? That kind of be, I don't know. I'm an attention whore. That's why I'm talking to this camera in an empty house to about 20 people. But yeah, and I've also, on top of all this, Christmas was a very cookbook heavy affair for me, and I haven't tried anything out of these yet, but I've gone through them, and it's like, ooh, I need to. And once I do try, I will do this. I don't think I'll ever do like move us to the kitchen and have you watch me do stuff, because one thing we don't keep. But I will when I do it. I'll definitely talk about it because it will give me something to talk about. The first one here is one I've been looking forward to ever since I heard they were doing it, and it is the Bob's Burgers cookbook, which they've actually taken all, because if you watch Bob's Burgers, there's almost always, when they're in the shop, there's the sign right there that's closest to the front that always has the burger of the day, and most of them. See, this is one of the things that get me about Bob's Burgers, and this is gonna be a slight tangent, but in the real world, reading these recipes in the real world, Bob's Burgers would be a hipster's paradise, and would be one of the sought-out burger places anywhere. Okay, but of course, for comedic purposes, he has to be the downtrodden. But honestly, yeah, I mean, there's some stuff in here that not only is teaching you how to do burgers, but you can also do stuff like, that teaches you how to, art. It's actually really good. And they're all from the nice thing is they will also, if you look, will also tell you, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see, the camera will. It will also tell you the episode the burger came from. And I'm really looking forward to trying out that. I'm off again tomorrow. I've been off for 2 weeks. It's been an interesting situation. I'm almost ready to go back to work, he says with surprise coming out of his mouth. All right, and the other one, which I had just seen, but what was funny is it was already Aruka had already bought it for me, and luckily I just put it on my list and didn't try to buy it. And that is the D&D Heroes Feast cookbook. The funny thing that comes from this is it seems we both had gifts we were afraid weren't going to show up by Christmas, that both showed up in time completely. This one, I guess, just got sold out because of the popularity of D&D and cooking. Mine was because it was coming from China, and Lord, you order anything from China, and it's a crapshoot what it's going to get there. Because when I ordered it off Amazon, the estimated arrival dates was between the 15th and the 28th. It's a fucking large window. Damn it, that's 2 curses. I'm a sweary person. But yeah, this one haven't done anything in it. It's beautiful to begin with. I mean, the artwork alone is worth, just the pictures. But there's like, you get artwork. You get, some of the artwork in here is, But then again, D&D manuals now are known very well for their artwork. There's always been artwork involved with D&D books, so it's one of their kind of things. And it's kind of fun because it's broken down by class. There are human, elf, halfling, and dwarven recipes, and then there's like a mishmash of kind of like the other races, less playable races. One of them is I think it's the funniest. It's actually a funny one, and it's actually this might be interesting to try. Is Argon, who, if you're into D&D, is a character, Archon, who is run by Joe Magel. Put the name underneath because I ain't gonna try to pronounce his last name, but he played the werewolf from True Blood. who is also a huge D&D guy, and his character is now canon in D&D after stealing the hand of Vecna, has a halfling chili. And being an evil dragonborn, not survivor, this part, he, the fucking word won't get out of my head, but basically is a follower of Tiamat. I was looking for a classier word, but a follower of Tiamat, the queen god of all evil dragons. Basically, the idea is that the meat in it's supposed to be halfling. So, it's just one of those things I just kind of find funny. There's even a drink recipe in there, or drinks, plural, which will be fun to bring out at parties and stuff, and or just set up, get the setups for one of the drinks, and that will be your main drink for the party. I'm really looking forward to having parties again. But this is something I seem to digress throughout a lot of these videos and on the podcast. Wait for stuff to be stuff. So, but that's about it. I just wanted to talk about cooking and giving you some sights and giving you some ideas, see what's going on. Then again, we bought these books. We have not been getting them. That's why I'm trying to get you to share and like and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Well, you never know. Maybe people like this rambling bald old man. It's time to re-dye the beard. They actually allowed beard trimmings in the state, again. It's been very nice, but they were very, doesn't matter, but been able to actually get this professionally done first time since March. I think that's the funny thing, is I was actually able, the beard didn't really get out of hand till well into the summer, because I think 2 weeks before everything locked down, I was actually went and got my stuff done. So yeah, that's about it. It's been fun. I mean, Aruka loves hearing me giggle when stuff goes right in the kitchen. And I'm also my biggest critic. It's just, because this is, new stuff. As I get better, it's like, I put up on Facebook when it comes to cheesecake. I ain't being modest. That shit was great. And I can't wait to try it again. I'm looking into trying out maybe different styles of cheesecake, because I wanted to try something. Someone gave me, I think they said cupcakes, but it was like chocolate Guinness cheesecake. I really like that. Plus, cheesecake seems to be a real hit with our friends. Some friends more than others, but that's, looking into wanting to try fudge. If we can ever get our deck back into shape, we have a grill with a grill with a smoker on it. I can't wait to try doing some smoked meats. I thought about trying to do my own, now that I've tried frying something, trying to make some fried chicken wings. Try something new, using hot sauces and stuff, and trying trying new things. I actually want to order some stuff off the Hot Ones stuff. Not the bomb. It can suck a dick. So again, you know what? Not even again. That's it. I don't have much more to say. So again, if you like this stuff, do all that stuff. It's free. It doesn't. Even if you don't like it, give it a thumbs up. It doesn't cost anything. You know what? I'm digressing. It's over. This is going to be a long one. I hope you like it. So, with all that to do over, this is me telling you, 1, love your friends. 2, be good at it.